G'day everyone, my name's Jake. Welcome to Weird Mod Media. In today's episode, we're going to do a bit of a quick dive.
This is Stunt Rock.
The inception of stunt work in film is nearly as old as cinema itself. Buster Keaton remains the epitome of an actor performing his own stunts. Sorry, Tom Cruise.
You're stepping over a line now. You're stepping over a line. You know you are.
In films like Steamboat Bill Jr., Sherlock Jr., and The General, who I don't think is a junior, Keaton didn't just star, he performed the stunts himself. And these weren't choreographed fights or controlled falls either. He had the facade of a house collapse around him, narrowly avoiding death thanks to a perfectly placed window. He was blasted by high-pressure water that slammed his neck against steel rails and even worked with real moving trains. I don't think cinema has produced a ballsier actor who also doubled as his own stunt performer. That is, until Grant Page, Australia's top stuntman of the time, came flying headfirst into our mob's film industry. In Mad Max, while nursing a broken leg in plaster, he drove a police vehicle through a loaded caravan. In Brian Trenchard-Smith's earlier film, The Man from Hong Kong, he hang glided over Hong Kong and Sydney. In Mad Dog Morgan, he launched himself off a cliff while on fire, falling 80 feet into the water. This daredevil isn't just the stuntman, he is the focus of today's film, Stunt Rock. Stunt Rock is an attempt to merge two elements of filmmaking spectacle that audiences love: stunts and rock music. The film serves as a love letter to stunt performers and was conceived as a way to launch Grant Page into the international film market.
One motivation was to create a vehicle that would launch Grant Page, Australia's top stuntman, into the international arena. To couple him with an American band might just make Hollywood aware of his marketable personality.
Director Brian Trenchard-Smith, who also managed Page for the first 5 years of his career, had already utilised his devil-may-care talents across a range of films and TV projects. Meanwhile, looking to inject some rock into the film, Kiss and the Eagles were suggested to Trenchard-Smith. Van Halen was also considered, but ultimately passed over in favour of Sorcery, a band that fused alchemical theatrics and stage magic with hard rock. Starring alongside Page is Trenchard-Smith's wife, Margaret Gerard, who plays Lois Wills, a reporter researching a story on him, as well as Danish actress Monique van der Ven appearing as herself. Van der Ven is a surprising casting choice for an Australian film, but the politics behind it explain a lot. While selling his previous film Death Cheaters at the Cannes film market, Brian Trenchard-Smith struck a deal with a Dutch distributor, who invited him to return with future project ideas. Trenchard-Smith later presented a treatment for Stunt Rock, and a deal was made, with the condition that the film be suitable for Dutch cinemas. Since Monique van der Ven was already well known in the region, particularly with her roles in Turkish Delight and Kji Tipel, directed by Paul Verhoeven, the distributor stipulated that she be cast in Stunt Rock.
She happens to be a very valuable property, okay?
Wills tags along with Page to the set of the fictional television series Undercover Girl, where he's been hired to perform stunt work.
Where's the blood? Set you up there with a shitload of blood. We don't see any of it. Only one went off. What do you want me to do? Bleed?
Van der Ven, playing the show's lead, becomes a kind of wing woman.
Friend, I think she likes you.
Helping Page win over the reporter.
Don't let her get to you. I mean, if she's your type, she'll come around. She's got to learn to accept you for what you are.
Film doesn't have a tight plot.
You notice they don't have me out there doing great long stretches of motivated dialogue.
There is a feeble romantic subplot, which, in such a narratively unmotivated film, may well be the plot. It largely plays as a pseudo-documentary on Grant Page, incorporating archival footage from his earlier stunt work alongside new material from the fictional television set he's hired to work on. During their downtime, Page takes Wills and Van der Ven to a number of the band's concerts. What isn't showcasing Page's stunt work, and at times his acting, which the film unwisely draws attention to.
Gentlemen, Grant Page, cousin, stuntman, horrible actor, but hell of a nice guy.
Plays more like a concert film. On stage, a hot-fingered devil and a flame-hurling Merlin unleash hectic pyrotechnics and elaborate antics. It just goes to show how magical a concert can be. What's the most memorable concert you've ever been to? Let me know in the comments below. If you're enjoying this video, give it a like. And if you're keen for more weird mob oddities, consider subscribing. Cheers for watching. While the film fails to emotionally engage with a grounded narrative, there is a standout scene that exemplifies Grant Page's approach to stunt work. In it, he describes his philosophy or process behind the death-defying stunts he performs atop a high-rise building with Lois Wills, and how mind over matter plays a crucial role in grounding him as a performer.
Look, if you're standing here, standing on, say, there, there's no way you're going to fall over. But if you knew that there was no building on that side, no building on that side,
I wouldn't even attempt it.
You'd fall over, for sure. But that's the same thing. Also, it's confidence in yourself. You develop your own confidence.
As Page speaks with Wills, it doesn't feel like he's acting. It's as if Trenchard-Smith simply asked him to explain his process, not as an actor, but as a performer, framing the stunts as symbolic acts of catharsis rather than mere bums-on-seats spectacles. On that note, as spectacle, the stunts really do pay off. There's a perfect example where Page asks Wills out, but instead of knocking on the front door, like every normal bloke would do, he rigs up a tightrope, climbs across it, and calls her, telling her to look out the window. While this incorporates stunt workers' charming character development, I felt that visceral gut punch, the kind you get when you're excited or terrified. I'm not sure how real or staged the stunt is, but through its expert editing and camera work, it feels completely genuine. And given Page's history, it wouldn't be unreasonable to assume it is. At first, I found Sorcery's music fairly mediocre. The band draws clear inspiration from Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and Deep Purple. Their in-rock style track, Mark of the Beast, is probably the standout for me. Looking back though, I may have been too harsh. I couldn't shake the thought, why can't this be Van Halen? But after spending more time with the soundtrack, it has grown on me.
I like you too.
A fun bit of trivia. One of the film's most notable fans is Eli Roth, the director behind Cabin Fever and Hostel. According to Brian Trenchard-Smith, Roth was even spotted wearing a Stunt Rock t-shirt during the production of Hostel Part 2. He's also carried Sorcery's music into his own work. Talking to the Devil shows up in Knock Knock, Sacrifice appears in Death Wish, and tracks like Sacrifice, Wizard's Council, and The Bats Are Flying feature in Thanksgiving. All in all, if you're looking for a film with well-developed characters and a plot-driven story, you won't find that in Stunt Rock. That's not to say the characters aren't enjoyable to tag along with. Watching Grant Page perform his life's work in all its death-defying glory will never make you think, this is boring, I can't watch this.
Come watch. There's going to be a lot of good work in this one.
May be repetitive, but it will still entertain, especially if you prefer your films doused in spectacle and visual excess. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Jake. This has been a quick dive on Weird Mob Media. Bye-bye.